Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the first session of today on day 5 of Qatar National Product Week. It's been a very insightful week. We've had a lot of interesting conversations and presentations by major companies that are shaping the future of industry and trade in Qatar. With me today to continue on that path is Nadia's Traktor, who is the Assistant Procurement Manager in Ketaara Hospitality. Nadia will talk to us today about Ketaara Hospitality's history, background, and most importantly, the procurement process and procedures and the way that you as local producers, local manufacturers, and local businesses can register and work and benefit from the opportunities that Ketaara Hospitality has to offer. Without further ado, Nadia, welcome to this session, and I will give the presentation to you now.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you for attending. Today, I will talk to you about our Ketaara presentation. Just to give you a short outcome about 1 minute. I'm trying to move the slides. Okay. So the included will be the company overview and the value on our profile and subsidiary companies that are participating with us and registration process and annual tender, GSST tender. I will explain it later in details, and annual tender for list of FMB tenders. Also, our finally will be FF&E requests for 2022. That is the requisition of the hotels. So as you all know, Ketaara Hospitality is a global owner and developer and operator based in Qatar since 50 years ago. The experience they have that industry in hospitality especially, and their main aim to go beyond the expectation of the guests and to own at least 60 hotels around 2030. Our main vision and mission is to go to the Qatar national vision is 2030 and to reach the goal of aiming to have luxury hotel which has high history, high kind of histories and high recommendation that people will aim to stay in it and to be proud of it, to be a part of the family of Ketaara. Our most portfolio recommended it's you can find that Somerset and Sheraton that are in Qatar and Ritz-Carlton. We have all around the world, but the hotels around the world, we are not doing any procurement part for them. So as you can see, the newest one will be Raffles and Fairmont and Rixos Hotel. Our subsidiaries, hotels, companies are Merweb Hotel Group and Qutaifan, and the Bringestone is out of Qatar. So a little bit about Qutaifan company. As you can see, Qutaifan Projects is a limited and liability real estate development company founded in 2017 October, and it's a big company and owned by Ketaara Hospitality. And the Qutaifan project is aiming to have a sustainable and intelligent influence supported of logo in Qatar and economic vision. So you can find it's very luxury, and the same way it's a culture and has a unique side of hospitality industry things. Like you will never find a water park in middle of city, only when you will see Qutaifan. Our second partner is Merweb Hotel Group. We established in 2015, and the main goal is to help independent hotels to reach the hospitality, and we are the operator for those kind of hotels. One of the biggest example is Smaisma Resort and the Avenue, and the new one El Juri, and you will also see El Bait. This is the newest hotel, will be soon. You will see the opening. I hope I'm not going very fast, so you can ask me all the questions later if I'm going fast. So main point is in this workshop today is the registration process. In Ketaara Hospitality, we have a registration process. It's not too complicated, but you can follow the website and you can go to the e-sourcing and normally sign up as your company. It's important that your company has a CR copy and computer card if they are based in Qatar. And if it's outside Qatar, you can normally register with your certificate from outside the Qatar. Like there is a lot of ambassadors and they give you certificate to open a business outside your country. So if you're in Qatar, it's you have to follow this procedure very clearly, and you can choose your main 3 categories. And when it's reached to my email, I will give you approval according to the status and everything is clear or not. So as you can see the process, you can go sign up and put your email registration. And the most important that you do not put your personal email, do not put your company email. You have to put info of your company. So this email of info every year, if the employees changed or anyone in a vacation and we are still sending them tender documents, that the main guy of this company can answer. So no need to put your CEO's email or your personal company email. So for example, if I register and I have a company called Donna, so I will put company called info@Donna. I cannot put Nadia .Traktor, then I put at Donna.com, because in the end, the email that if I left the company Donna, then in the end, I will not able to register and log in again. Just to clarify you on this one. And after you register, you will get username and password. So you can go back normally again to the website and upload your attachments of the requirements that needs, which is 3 requirements: CR copy, computer card, and license of your company. Of course, if you're in Qatar, these 3 documents, you have to have it, because the small companies who having home businesses, we cannot deal with them if they don't have these 3 documents. Okay. So as you can see the step here to the attached. Later, I can share you the PDF of this document, and also QDP can share you with it. And okay, here's the owner details. When it's come to the owner details, we have to put a role for each person who's in the CR copy. For example, if a 50% is Qatari, you have to write the name of the person who's handling this 50%, or the group of the company. So for example, if there is 3 groups, big groups in Qatar, like Qabida and the others, they usually put that 60% they are the one who's owning, and the other guy is a personal, so you can at least put it. This benefits us for future record that how many companies are participating with us and if they are totally Qatari or not Qatari. After the registration, you will have the Excel sheet that you will answer most of the history of your company, because in that system, you will not write everything, a lot of the things that you need about your company. But here we have in details about your company that you can write the history, when did you start it, how, and if you don't want to share your financial state, it's okay, but you have to share, like, do you have other categories other than the 3 categories that we let you choose? For example, we have companies, they are opening cleaning and manpower and maintenance, but also they have transportation and they have other including vessel control, and they cannot mention it in the website, so they can mention it in this paper. This paper is very important for us because when we do evaluation, we know if this company has a background or not, or they are new in the business. Okay, we move on to annual tender contract. The annual supplying, delivery, and general engineering store item. This is like for every year we launch it. And this year it's under evaluation. So I'm sorry that this event happened late, but next year, of course, you can participate. It will be announced in newspaper and our website. So the categories you can see as office stationery and toners and plastic paper and operating supplies means all the items that is need everyday use, from small items to big items. But each categories, there is a details from A to Z requirements. So when we will launch it again, you can participate. But for now, you can think to open a business, this kind of business. So even swimming pool, water treatment, chemical items, this is rarely we have it in Qatar. So you can think to open a business for it. And engineering accessories, we have metal companies in Qatar, but they they really don't know what is the requirement for this. Are they gonna build it in factories, or they have to bring it from outside? We can share if the companies want to do one-to-one meeting and to see the requirement for upcoming future, we can show them, but we cannot share the real documents because the requirements every year is changed by the quantity or by adding new items. In the end, there is a staff cafeteria items. As you can see, kitchen items is from plastic also and from iron, so spoons and knife and the other items. The second part is annual tender contract supplying the delivery of food and beverage. For this year, we already done the contract for 2 years. So this is the categories, as you can see, from the fresh fruit and vegetables, and fresh especially fruits and vegetables is there is a frozen and there is a fresh one, and also for the fish and shelves, and also for the beef and chicken. Until end, you can see there is a cigar and this. So for example, for food and beverage, if you're a really local company and you have a lot of items from nuts and olives and rice, if you have this in Qatar, you can show us only the product of the country, because in our BOQ, we mention the product of the country that we need, but also we put alternatives. So you can, for example, the cheese items now we have in Qatar, but if you have alternative price from outside, you have to show us the quality of it, and the hotels, they do sample tests to compare. This is one example. For other examples, for the coffee and tea and chocolates, this is all samples. You can share it with the hotels so they can add it in upcoming tender. So for now, 18 months, you have a time to open any business of this, and you do the sample test with our hotel. And so they can put it for 2023 and 2024. Okay, I hope I'm not going very hurry. Okay, there is a FF&E request for 2020. This is only some of the requirements. And if you want in details, you can communicate directly to the hotels. Our hotels are only in Qatar who are the one who's requesting this. And this is not by Ketara. So most of the FF&E items, we are not the one who launching, but the hotel, they are the one who launching and doing RFP for it. For example, from safety box for guest room to trolleys to a lot of things, and also as engineering items mostly, because they are doing top up of the items. And you can see also umbrella of the parking area. And I know there is a lot of Qatari companies for umbrella in Qatar, so you guys can participate in it. Okay, Bismillah. This is the most important page, is our contact details. As you can see, I'm the one who's handling for supplier communication, and my colleague is Chaminda. And the second email, you can share, you can request him anything for meetings or for showing samples to the hotels, or to communicate with the hotels directly. He can help you also. Darshan Naik, he's the procurement manager for Raffles and Fairmont. Why we put his email? Because Raffles and Fairmont, they're the one who's requesting a lot of items for before opening, and we are still doing searching for the items. So Darshan will help you to give you the full list what the items they need. And Patrick, his colleagues, is also helping him in procurement to coordinate with the requirements. If it's in Qatar, you can help them. And if you can bring the items also from outside, you can help them to reach the goal to open the hotel. Okay, I hope this is a small and very quick presentation to understand and to deliver you the message that we want. Now I can accept any questions.
Thank you, Nadia. Well, the presentation might have been quick and small in delivery, but definitely very big in information and in value. I will ask you if you can go back to the previous slide with the contact. And I encourage everybody to take a screenshot of this, because as Nadia said, yes, please. Okay. As you said, this is very important for any local manufacturers. So please take this is information that you usually work for and contacts that you have to work to get. And they are here now delivered to us courtesy of Ketara Hospitality and Qatar National Product Week. So thank you so much for the presentation. I will ask now, or we open now the room for questions. If you have any questions to Nadia, you can share it in the Q&A tab, which you will find in the bottom of the screen. Just type your question, and Nadia will, I'm sure, give you an answer for it. So I will start with an opening question, if that's okay with you, Nadia. How do you see the, let's say, the coming year? I mean, we're gearing for the World Cup, and this is going to be a very big year for hospitality. Does that affect your regular procurement method? Are you looking for anything new, specific? I know you're opening 2 new properties, you mentioned. So besides that, is there anything new that you're looking for that is not the usual, let's say, procurement item?
Okay, the most important new things for presenting from Katara, we are not the one who buying the items, so that's to be clear. So the hotels, they are not requesting very big unique items, only they are the one who's launching it really. Like for example, like 2 weeks ago, they are requesting for a big, you know, this lighting that normally we put a flashlight in front of the hotels. So there will be unique light colors, but this year they're requesting more design light. Yeah, like for example, you can see the football running and stuff, and the players moving. So this kind of requirements, we didn't have it before. So the hotels are requesting this kind of things, and also the gift items that we already share it with the hotels, the company that have the gift items, but they have to have a certified for the logo, especially for Viva. So the most of the requirements is coming from the hotel, but it's not coming directly to us, especially if it's less than 5 million. So anything above 5 million, it's coming to us. For example, we are doing renovations to Cigar Lounge in Ritz-Carlton. As you can see in our website, we already published it. This kind of unique, why it's unique? Because Ritz-Carlton is already open more than 20 years. And this year they wanted to finish this project during 2 or 3 months, because they want to do a very special and private area for players who will be in that hotel. So this is the most unique thing that we are doing now.
Yeah, that's I think a great insight. So you also encourage local companies to go and establish a relationship with the hotels directly, because you said there's a lot of procurement, let's say under 5 million, that goes directly with the hotel.
Yes. Most of our, sorry to interrupt, but most of our hotels, they have their own purchasing department and their own requirements. And the only 3 or big things that we launch for them is F&B and GSST tenders. And if they have renovation projects, but otherwise everything requesting from tent, from everyday use items, they're already doing it by their own purchasing.
Excellent. We have a question from Khulud S, and she's asking, is there a lot of local companies that work with Katara Hospitality, or most of them are international companies?
No, most of them are local. We already shared our list with MOIC, because they request from us every year how many companies are locally. And there is 2 parts when we say local. There is a local product and there is a local company. So we have 100% Qatari companies, but their items came from outside, of course, because not all the products are here in Qatar. And there is 100% local product when it's come to food and beverage, and when it's come to tissue items and paper product is locally Qatar. We are not bringing anything from outside, and we are now waiting for them to finish the factory for office requirement. They told us there will be a pen and pencil, especially coming from Qatar, so we will not have the issue to bring any things from China or from outside. So if she would like to have the list, she can find it with MOC. We share it in the presentation day.
That's great. So what you're saying basically is, in your process, you favor local products when and if available.
Yes, of course. For example, last time we also have sustainable lighting items for one of our project, and our technical department, they put three options: either to have a local company in Qatar that they can bring these items outside, or local product. For example, there is a sustainable light that's taken from sun, and we heard that there is a factory in Qatar, they are doing that and delivering that now. So we also recommend them to participate and to give our best price. And there is, and we already have a rule that even 5%, if they are higher, we are choosing them. Especially if Qatar, for 100% Qatari company, but if more than 5%, we are not reaching that, because we are also semi-government, so we have to do saving also. So we are not going to reach 20% of that price.
No, of course. I mean, it's a great initiative, I guess, by I think by Ketara Hospitality to give that support to local products, and understand that when you're a local, possibly even a startup, you cannot be always competitive in price. So you're doing your part to support the national product through that. A lot of really great insights today. And I am very glad to hear that there is a factory for pens and pencils and a factory for sustainable lights all coming up. I mean, it's a lot of development in the industrial sector. So thank you, Khulud, for the question. If you have any other questions, please share them with us.
I see there is an Arabic question there. Can I answer that?
In the chat, and perhaps I missed it.
Can I answer that?
Yes, please do. Okay. Please do.
For perfume and oils, directly you can buy it from hotels, because it's never reached to 5 million. So we don't do the auction or even tender or RFP for them. There is a small machines, and changing the oil, it's a lot of companies, they go directly to the hotel and let them rent and do samples for 1 week, then they do subscribe. Yes, of course we buy it from local, especially there is a lot of factories and laboratories in Qatar for perfume, so they are going directly to the hotels to do that.
So, for example, for Nof, who's asking this question, the contact for Darshan is specifically important in this case, because yes, it's a pre-opening, and they are probably looking to lock their supplier for these items. So you have the contact, and here's a direct opportunity that you can act on immediately. Thank you so much.
No, she has Nadia. Another question she added. Do you need interior design for all the hotels? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay, for this, we usually do a tender. And if you go to our website now, you will see there is a requirement. For cigar lounge, for example, there is a requirement to design and build. So we don't request design separately, and we do not, because we have our consultant, and they usually give us specific scope of work and ideas, but in the end, we launch a tender, an RFP that includes designing and building. So we never share designing separately, only if there is a competition. Like for 2 years ago, we launched a competition to design the Iceland that's in front of Ritz-Carlton, you know, the land that's in front of Ritz-Carlton. We launched that as a competition, and we studied that project. And they done evaluation, and one company only who won that project, and it was for local, and there was a bid of it. So we do usually that, but only for a big project.
That's very clear. Do we have any more questions? Thank you, Nof. Thank you so much for being part of the session and for your questions. It's our pleasure. Guys, it's a very rare opportunity to have this much time with Nadia. I'm sure she is an extremely busy person. They are an extremely busy team now, running a huge portfolio of hotels, and As we all know, the largest event in the world is about to happen in Qatar soon. So the time that Nadia has given us today is very important and very valuable. I've enjoyed this presentation a lot. So it's again, very insightful, and your answers are so helpful, very direct.
Thank you.
Let's give 2 more minutes to see if we will have any more questions before we let Nadia go back to her work.
Life.
I'm sure. Well, yeah.
Our busy life.
What? Busy normal day, yes,
Yeah.
of course. I'm sure it's even busier. It's Thursday today, so you have a lot of deadlines probably to meet.
Yeah. So do they, for example, I can add them if they do think opening factories, or they do the opening a business, it's better for them to do just an advice to take the requirements of previous 2 years, what's happening around the hotels and what their normal requirements. So when they start a business, they will know how to put the prices and how to, because most of the locals, when they come to us, they complain why our prices when we choose as a Katara is less. But when they go to the hotel are ready to pay whatever the hotel want. So for Katara, we have to put all our hotels together. So for example, 12 hotels together, and to see the best price for all the 12 hotels. So this is the big tenders. But if you go directly to Masila or directly to Salwa to give them the items, they have their own 3 quotations. So they have to study the market very well.
Yeah. I think this is a classic case of economy of scale. When you're responsible for procurement for 12 hotels, you need to make sure you're getting a very good deal from all your suppliers. Whereas, and there is also a ratio of revenue versus margin and all that the suppliers can consider. We had a very good question in one of the presentations yesterday, and I think it's a question that I would like to ask you, see what you have to say about it. What is your policy on SMEs? I mean, how do you already mentioned that you have a very supportive regulation for local, let's say, products or manufacturers. Yes. But what about things like the specific question yesterday was, can SMEs be exempted from tender bonds and these kind of administrative costs of bonds? Because sometimes they can be very difficult for SMEs to do.
So you mean the local, if they don't want to pay the tender bond or performance bond?
Yeah, but not just any local company. Let's say a new company that is starting now, it's a small or a medium company. And the presentation yesterday was about the tender laws in Qatar, and the answer was that yes, from the speakers, that yes, the law allows for exemption of SMEs from tender and performance bonds if they are supported by QDB. Is that something you also accommodate?
I can give you an example. Most of the companies, Qatari companies who participate with us, especially for flower items, I saw them, they are 100% locally, and they always put a tender bond, the paper written QDP. They're the one who's sponsoring them, and they have the document for it. So for example, other companies who are totally new in the industry and they want to start directly with Katara, sorry, but we cannot risk that, because when we spend 5 million, we cannot start spending 5 million for a new company. We have to have a history of this company. We do our own research. We ask other companies if there is a blacklist or there is a good delivering items, or it starts from a product to service. So for us, it's very high to risk that. However, this year, we opened the field to everyone. If I can share you the website of Katara, there is I can show you example. We don't have tender bond and we don't have this year tender fee also for most of our engineering requests and supplying. So if you see here, you can see my page or not?
Not yet. No, I think
Okay,
you need to share the screen again and put that window in there.
Okay, as you can see now, for example, this is our website. When you click on the e-source, then this page will come out for all the active tenders. For example, if you see down, replacement of carpet flooring for virus area and property in Ritz-Carlton, the tender fee is free and the tender bound is free. So only when you get awarded, you have to give us tender performance bond. This is just to making sure that your performance is doing well. Then we retain you this kind of, this kind of deposit and promise that you will deliver the work when you get awarded. So we start to help the community, whichever company, even the new company who want to participate and do not want to pay big amount of tender bond, they can go directly to our website and to check which categories they can participate. If you can see only the big project we cannot risk and to keep it for free. Like for example, refurbishment of marina, jets, Rixos, golf hotel. So this is changing of full marina. I cannot, of course, put a tender fee free or tender bound free, So the local market, they have to know the difference when the project is very sensitive and the project is not that high risk.
I think what you just told us is that you have a very sensible, supportive, and flexible procedure where you can give the support for local companies, local producers, and local products, as long as it's within the right due diligence and framework that guarantees the delivery. That is, I think, great news for all of the up and coming and growing businesses in Qatar, because it means that they do actually have a chance to work with one of the largest hospitality groups in the country, and possibly one of the growing groups globally, and start building a long-term relationship with you, even if they are a startup.
Yes.
That's
I shared the link, so in the future they can directly go to this link to check all the upcoming tenders and which is active tenders and RFP. When I explain tender, tender means it's a big project. It's became approval from the chairman directly. And when I say RFP will not have a big people to approve on it, but we are studying the market and we are opening businesses to everyone can participate in it. Just to explain for the people who are in the workshop now, between tenders and RFP.
These are two different tiers.
Yes.
But by definition, an RFP will be a more friendly, let's say, towards smaller
requesting a proposal.
Yes. So it's even less of RFPs will not have tender bonds associated with them from the get-go. So they can be more accessible to everybody.
Yes.
So, ladies and gentlemen, the links are in the chat. Nadia has very kindly shared all the links, and I think these are very valuable. I highly recommend that you bookmark these in your browser. Keep looking at them. Things are happening very quickly in Qatar. It's a very dynamic market, so keep an eye on this. Make it a habit to visit this link. Get in touch with Nadia and the team. As I can see from this presentation, I think you will have an excellent relationship working with this very supportive procurement team. And this is what the week is all about, really. It's about the support, it's about the awareness, it's about the information. And Nadia, you've been a great presenter today. You've given us all of this. Excellent presentation and amazing insight afterwards.
Thank you.
So good luck with the rest of your day. I want to thank you so much for your time. And I think everybody here shares my enthusiasm about this presentation. And we thank you for your time and for your efforts. Have a good day. And I will see you later in the next presentation for today at 10:30.
Thank you
Nadi.
and good luck to everyone. Thank you.